好，我是巨石，今天来跟大家分享一下北京健身行业的现状。
Hello, everyone, I am Jushir. Today, I will talk about the current situation of the fitness industry in Beijing. Recently, my partner and I researched over a dozen gyms and found that these gyms are either closed down or seeking trusteeship. Due to the current economic downturn, the cash flow of medium and large gyms can hardly cover their huge costs, mainly including rent and labor costs. Because of the poor economic environment, the cash flow of gyms has greatly declined, especially in personal training classes, with an overall decline rate of 30 to 50%. Therefore, the costs cannot be guaranteed, and many medium and large gyms are in a state of robbing Peter to pay Paul. I expect that in the third quarter of this year, a large number of gyms will not be able to sustain and will either close down or run away. Because of the poor economic environment, everyone's consumption ability is very poor. The personal training classes in gyms are mainly targeted at the middle class or high-income groups, but this year, these groups have had their consumption ability greatly weakened due to the impact of the stock market and the real estate market. Therefore, we expect that the third quarter will bring another wave of gym closures and runaways. We plan to acquire 1 or 2 medium to large gyms by the end of this year and make adjustments in business model and costs, especially in terms of rent, seeking some cheaper venues. In the third quarter, there will definitely still be many gyms running away or transferring.
The gym where I had my membership suddenly shut down again. When I went for my training tonight, I found a notice posted on the door, the lights were off, and a bunch of people were standing at the entrance. I knew then that this gym had closed down again. I felt quite sad at that moment. It wasn't because they didn't refund my fees, but because a coach there, who was very handsome and left a good impression on me, called the police. I saw him talking to the police, saying he had invested over 600,000 yuan. Some other coaches were also partners in this gym. The owner tricked some investors and coaches into putting their money together to open this gym. Now the owner has run away with the money. That coach now has to refund the members and has also lost a significant amount of his own money. Given the poor economic environment, everyone really needs cash, and he had put all his savings into this. I think he must be feeling quite devastated right now. Why do women love going to the gym? This is something a friend of mine asked for help with, and I found it quite interesting. He said he recently noticed that his wife loves going to the gym for personal training sessions. My friend got curious and decided to follow her once. As soon as he entered the gym, well, the smell wasn't very pleasant, but he did notice that the trainers were really handsome. These trainers are mostly above 178 centimeters tall, good-looking, certified, sweet-talking, with good personalities and excellent service attitudes. They don't have those bulky muscles but rather an elite type of muscular build. When the trainer and his wife were working out together, the scene made my friend very jealous after just one visit. However, since his wife is doing it for her health, he couldn't justify getting angry. So, he came to me to help analyze from a woman's perspective why women go to such gyms. As a woman, let me analyze this for everyone. First, women go to the gym to show off their bodies, get compliments from the opposite sex, and gain satisfaction from those admiring glances. Second, they do go to find the opposite sex, mainly these personal trainers. The above 2 points alone aren't enough to make women willing to pay. Many gyms nowadays build their concepts around social interaction, encouraging users to care about their physical and mental health rather than just aiming for specific goals like abs or a perky butt. The main idea is to create a female-friendly social environment where people can get to know each other through exercise or meet some high-quality people, with the trainers also becoming friends in the users' lives. If all 3 points above are met, women will be particularly willing to pay, and the return customer rate will directly reach over 90%.
Recently, there was a popular news story that everyone saw. A woman spent 320,000 yuan on personal training classes, and the coach arranged 6 classes for her every day. The woman was unhappy and said to the coach, "I'm like a dog, taking 6 classes a day. This client is of really high quality, you know? If I were a peer and saw such a client, I would be so envious. Why isn't this woman my client? If she were my client, you would see how I would treat her." Unfortunately, this coach has a bit of low emotional intelligence. Brothers, wealthy high-quality clients actually don't like being tired. How many people do you think really want to train their muscles to the point of feeling ripped, like us? Normally, people who have the means think, I just want to lie down and feel comfortable. Why do beauty salons have good business? Because people feel they can lose weight just by lying down. Regardless of whether they can lose weight or not, as long as they feel they can lose weight, they are willing to spend money. There are many people who recharge millions of yuan on cards in beauty salons, and there are many such clients. Wealthy people come to enjoy themselves. If you treat them like athletes with 6 or 7 classes a day, you are really driving them away. That's why this kind of thing happened. If it were a coach with high emotional intelligence, like me, see how I would make this female client happy. If a client saved up for a year and took out 20,000 yuan to buy personal training classes, in order to change their body by hiring a personal trainer, you can rest assured that they will do whatever you ask them to do. They are very obedient and will definitely train and learn well. But clients who are financially free value emotional value. Emotional value should be given to this kind of person. You talk about emotional value every day, but when faced with this kind of person, you don't give what you should. What a pity. If this kind of client were mine, how great it would be.
As a victim of being secretly filmed, I feel very angry. This happened the day before yesterday when I went to the gym to work on my glutes and legs. While doing my first exercise, the glute bridge, I noticed a guy with my peripheral vision. His phone was placed in a strange position, and he was staring at me. Since he was relatively far from me, I didn't react much and focused on my workout. In front of me was another machine for back exercises. After a while, the guy moved to that machine and sat down, but instead of turning his back to me to work out normally, he faced me and kept staring at me. When he raised his phone to his face, I felt very scared. He even said, "Hey beautiful, you're so pretty." This frightened me, and I immediately went to find my boyfriend, unable to continue my workout. Later, I found out he indeed secretly filmed me and discussed me with his friends on WeChat, saying, "Whose type am I?" Although we later mediated this matter 3 times, as a victim, I heard many hurtful remarks. They said he just filmed you, but you were still dressed in the photos and no private parts were exposed. He only shared it on WeChat with friends, which is merely immoral. Why can't you just let it go? For me, the secret filming and peeping didn't initially cause much harm, but hearing those remarks made my emotions collapse. Filming others or being filmed should be with the consent and knowledge of both parties. I have never experienced such a thing before. As the impact of this incident grew, I was harmed. He and his family insulted my appearance and figure, and it even affected my family and boyfriend. Although we signed a settlement agreement, those remarks significantly affected my mindset and emotions. Now, when I go to the gym, I no longer dare to wear figure-hugging clothes and instead choose loose workout gear. I sincerely hope all my sisters protect themselves and uphold their rights in public places. People say gyms are chaotic nowadays, but it's actually caused by a small group of people. A couple of days ago, I encountered a particularly awkward situation. One day, while I was filming my workout, a lady next to me got very sensitive and accused me of violating her portrait rights. I clearly stated that I hadn't filmed her, and if she wasn't assured, I offered to show her the footage. She retorted, "What do I need to see? I'll smash your camera." At that moment, I felt she was unreasonable, so I didn't argue with her. Later, I found out she was hiding from her boyfriend and looking for other handsome guys at the gym, afraid of being caught on camera. I think such people really shouldn't stay in the gym. Everyone says the gym is chaotic, but it's this group of people who make it so. Isn't it normal for me to film my own workout routine? I feel proud of my progress, so why shouldn't I capture it?
讲说，一些健身的女孩子可能健完身以后啊。
As a fitness coach, I want to talk about how some girls who work out like to take photos of their pumped muscles and sexy post-workout looks, and post them on social media. I hope some people can keep their mouths shut and not judge others. They might simply be enjoying the beautiful body they've achieved through sweat and effort, enjoying the process of documenting it, rather than trying to seduce you. So, please don't leave inappropriate comments under others' videos or photos, it's really annoying. Some people say that some girls just go to the gym to take photos and not to work out. Even if they are just there to take photos, what's it to you? As long as they step into the gym, they are already great. They go to train to become better, and even if they just check in and take photos, they are still showing their best side to others. The same applies to guys. Some guys may also post photos or videos of their muscles after working out, which might also lead to aesthetic disagreements. Some might think the muscles are too big or too small and not look good. I hope everyone can respect others, as they might just be sharing a dynamic state of improvement. If you don't like it, or think it doesn't look good, you don't have to look. At the very least, learn to be polite, which is the basic quality of a well-mannered person.
Is there anyone to regulate the fitness industry? I spent 15,000 yuan on a gym membership, and the Pilates studio downstairs just closed down. Last year, I spent 15,000 yuan on a Pilates class card, which included 50 classes. After the discount, each class was around 300 yuan. I have only attended over 20 classes, and there are classes worth more than 9,000 yuan that I haven't taken yet. Until July this year, they were still calling me to renew my card. I thought to myself, I still have half of the classes left. Why are they suddenly asking me to renew? They told me there was a discount at noon today, and many members also renewed their cards. However, my coach often stood me up, sometimes saying the pipes at home had burst, sometimes claiming urgent matters, and other various excuses. I was planning to switch to another Pilates studio after finishing this class and not renew my card. I just felt something was off, but I didn't expect them to shut down. If sisters encounter a situation like mine, you must be vigilant. The person in charge suggested we go to a private studio more than 10 kilometers away from home for classes. Some sisters wanted a refund, but the owner just said, I have no money now. I am very glad I didn't renew my card at the time, but I still feel very unlucky. The country has already issued relevant regulations this year, and I think the industry really needs to be regulated. Fitness is good, but be cautious when getting a membership card.
Most gyms in China have already closed down, with the few remaining ones struggling to survive. Why is this happening? The key issue is that people are no longer going to gyms. Nowadays, earning money is difficult, but spending it is easy. If making money is hard and spending it is easy, who would still want to spend money? Who would go to the gym? Everyone thinks it's better to just run a few laps on the main road or stroll around upstairs and downstairs. Farmers don't need to work out, right? Farmers have work to do every day and don't need to go to the gym. Am I right? What about city dwellers? How many of them have jobs? Only those with jobs have the motivation to work out. If they are unemployed and staying at home, how could they possibly go to the gym? If they have nothing to do, eating less is enough. If a person isn't making money but thinks about working out every day, what's the point? Do I make sense? Fitness and health are only valued when the economy is good. When the economy is down, who will still go to the gym? Right? Everyone is just thinking about making money quickly. So now the gym industry in China, the fitness and bodybuilding industry, is really not doing well. In the next few years, it will still depend on the economic situation, otherwise, the fitness industry in China will still be struggling.